Firstly, our suite of parental policy. So paternity leave will now become a day one right. So any policies referring to length of service will need to be updated. Restrictions that previously prevented people, from taking annual leave will be removed. The important thing here is that this doesn't apply, the change doesn't apply to statutory pay. So while leave is a day one right, the right to statutory pay still has that 26-week qualifying period. What that means in practice when you're reviewing your policies, you've of course still got the right to be discretionary in terms of when you award or if you award enhanced parental leave pay. But it's important that you're being really clear and really consistent in your policy messaging. Another change in the paternity leave space is that the prevention from employees taking paternity leave after shared parental leave has now been removed, but there's still the expectation that that's taken within the first 52 weeks. So moving on to unpaid parental leave. This is again a day one right. So important that we're updating our policies, making sure we've got really clear understanding with our managers here who will need to be flexible to those requests, and also making sure we've got great contingency planning, recognizing that teams might need additional or will be requesting additional flexibility to what we currently expect. The final change in this area of policies is a new bereaved partner paternity leave. So the details around this is a new leave entitlement that in the tragic event that the primary caregiver, whether that's the birthing parent or the primary adopter, passes away, the 52 weeks of leave is transferred to the secondary caregiver. Sorry, a bit of a tongue twister there. Of course, these cases will be highly, highly sensitive, but it's important that we've got our managers prepared with really clear policies and guidance of how we can make sure that we're being supportive in these instances. Our recommendation is that you would align your new bereaved partner paternity policy to your current policies for primary caregivers, whether that's your maternity policy or your adoption policy. So moving on to sick pay, specifically statutory sick pay, there's two important changes coming into effect here. The first one is that sick pay is now payable from day one of sickness, removing the requirement for waiting days. While that's also a key policy update that needs to happen, it's also making sure that we've got the systems in place from our HR systems and our payroll systems to make sure that we're not risking any underpayment for people taking sick leave. The other key area of update here for statutory sick pay is that the lower earnings limit has now been removed. As with the parental policies, of course, your enhanced policies remain at your discretion. It's important that we're being really clear, really consistent, and we're communicating that with managers, payroll, and HR teams. The third area of update here is whistleblowing policies. So the protected qualifying disclosures within whistleblowing has now expanded to include sexual harassment. That means that we're strengthening legal protections for individuals who speak up. The key takeaway action here not only is updating your policy, but making sure you've got really clear reporting procedures, making sure that people know how complaints will be dealt with and how they'll be supported through that journey, making sure that there's a really clear policy of zero tolerance for retaliation.